Welcome to the tropical. Welcome to the tropical storm. My name is Sean Oliva. Um, I'm sorry that we don't have Xavier Hunt on, but next to me we have Jeffrey Carver. Um,
Hello, everyone.
we were waiting for Ronnie to get on, but I know y'all are anticipating for the show to come on. But other than doing the interview, since we were waiting for Ronnie, which he wasn't able to come on, and then Xavier wasn't able to come on either. We're just gonna basically talk about the uh, tropics right now, and like you guys can ask us questions about the tropics. But um, uh, for the giveaway, I do want to announce the winner of the giveaway. I know some people may know her as one of the cheerleaders from the tropics. This is just an anonymous pick. Um, with the season coming up for the for the Tropics, but the Kansas Coyotes Bowl, the 2005 Kansas Coyotes Bowl will go to
hmm
Jennifer Wolfwander.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Um, as that being said, um, with the season coming up, um, what do you expect the Tropics to overcome this season, Jeff?
Well, I think Topeka is going to be a good team all around. I think they have a good team. I know that their offense has been really dominating when they were playing, and I think their defense needs a little work, but they'll get used to it and they'll start doing everything right from the start. I think their coaches will get them ready and prepared for this season. I also think Topeka will make the playoffs. I know everybody saying playoffs are going to be a ways off, but let me just tell you right now, Topeka, the way they got their linemen already lined up and ready to go, I think Topeka is going to be a great team.
Yes, sir. Um, I know we got the signings of Ronnie Hardison, Dwayne the Ballhawk Autry, Max Novak, Lorenz Stefan, all the guys that have went to championship games, to winning championships.
hmm
What I'm expecting for the Tropics is like a sold out arena, have these fans on the edge of their seats, nonstop scoring, like the Coyotes were when they were here in Topeka. Which obviously you did play against the Coyotes before here in Topeka.
Yeah,
Um,
sure did.
with record wise, what is your prediction on the record?
Well, it's kind of too early to predict what their main team's going to be. Right now, with however many games we're playing this season, I look for them to be the second place team all around. But like I said, it's still too early to tell because we don't know exactly how we're going to start out. That's my main thing is we need to come out with a scoring high function team that can just run the ball, throw the ball, and be able to dominate. And that's the thing that they're going to have to learn as a team. If they want to work and get towards the playoffs and win each game, they're going to need to keep their heads up and they need to quit looking down and they need to look forward to what they have this season. And I know that from when the Kansas Coyotes played the Conroe Storm, just think how big that arena was in Conroe when the playoffs were going on. Kansas Coyotes were the biggest team to win each championship and getting to the playoff. So this is a learning experience for these guys to come in and be a team and learn as a family to build off of what they've done in the past and what they're going to do this season. And
Yeah,
I have a question. And I have a question for you. What
yeah.
do
What's
you
up?
think? What do you think that Topeka? Do you think are they going to come out to show the fans that they're ready to play, or do you think they're going to have to wait another season?
I think they're gonna show up and be tell everyone that they're ready to play. They're ready to go compete for a championship. Like I've interviewed Dwayne the Ballhawk and several other players. They have said when the season comes up, they're gonna be ready to come out and play, crack some helmets, and make sure they get that ball in that end zone and get that ball away from the offense.
Right. That's what I've been
Um,
hearing from them also.
yeah. Um, Plus, with last year, we did have a good team. Just new. These are just new players coming onto the field for the
Hmm.
Tropics. As last year, we did have some up and downs, some good and bad times. Um, I was rocking with them throughout the whole season, no matter what. I'll still rock with them, win, lose or tie. I'll still rock with them.
Right. And I think what Topeka's going to have to do if they're ready to play and they're ready to get in that end zone, that they're going to learn to keep the ball in their hand. That's going to be their main goal. And I know a lot of players are watching right now on the feed, but let me just tell you guys, let me tell the whole fans too on here that this team needs to keep their ball in their hand. If they're not wanting to fumble and get the points on the board, guys got to learn to keep the ball in their hands. That's the main thing they got to do, and run out that clock too. If you have the ball in your hands, run out the clock. Score as many points as you can and keep the ball out of the other team's hands. That's the most thing I've learned because when I was with the Conroe Storm, I was also I was always trying to find a way to give them the opportunity to get the ball just like them. So let me just think right now with Topeka, they have a good defense, and they don't have the best, but they do have a good defense on some hands of winning games. So that's going to be their main goal is to learn to work together and build off each other. And that's what they have to do if they're going to have a goal to get to the playoffs this year. Now, let me tell you, that arena that they're playing in this year, they're going to have some noise in there, and they're going to have to work and build off that noise and let the fans get in it, let every coach in it, let them know we're here. We're going to stay here. We're going to win here. We're going to bring the championship game here. That's what we want this year. I know you guys are kind of early in this. Let me tell you, this is your year. And believe me, if you can keep that momentum, anything can happen.
Yes, sir. Um, you're very on point right there. We are looking. The city is looking for a championship. Same with the team. Um, the Coyotes won six back-to-back titles from 2003 to 2011, um, with three undefeated seasons within the 6 years of the six titles. Um, which we do have uh, the Billings Outlaws original APFL team, which is now CIF. We have Sioux City, original APFL team, now
Hmm.
CIF. There's several teams that have played here in Topeka against the Coyotes, like Billings. We had Sioux City. They basically play the original Coyotes. Um,
Hmm.
but with Topeka, I know the fans are going to come out and kind of show out support. I was watching an interview, the not interview, the announcement of the Tropics coming back last night. I was just watching it last night on TV, and I did get a good look because couldn't see it over my mother-in-law's stuff, but I saw a helmet. It looks like the helmets will be looking different this year. What would what would you envision of that helmet like if you had to get to look like what you wanted?
I think the helmets also look good. The thing is, I'm trying to just say right now, those helmets look cool. I would add a little bit more extreme stuff to it to make it look more tropical. And I think the more tropical we get, the more tropical win we have. Those guys need a good helmet, a good support behind them. I think the fans are behind them the full 24/7. I think they're going to do good. The helmets do need a little more fixture to it, but the more we get into it, the better this year we're going to have. The season's just about to start right around the corner, and I expect these guys to just wear their helmet loud and proud.
Yes, sir. And with the announcement, I did hear that the tropics at, I think I forgot what side of the end zone, but they said that they're gonna have a little beach at one of the end zones,
Yes, they are.
which I think that'll bring more people out. Like um, I have mentioned to all of you guys before. December 18th, I'll be at tryouts to watch and get video. Um, I'll post it on Facebook. I'll post it on YouTube. Um, I'll post the photos too. Um, but this team and the ownership, I do want to thank the ownership for bringing them back again. I know I keep saying this in every video, but I want to thank them for coming and buying the Tropics out from our previous owner. Um,
Right, we appreciate that very much.
that goes out to Trevor and the other two owners, which I really appreciate y'all. Y'all don't know how much this city needs this team.
Right, and we expect that these guys keep their word with us the full way. We need this to happen. Topeka needs a team that's going to be here for years to come. I think that the owners and the coaches and the whole management team, I think, did the right thing by bringing this team back and bringing what the fans want too, not just the players. The players were devastated when they heard that they were leaving and being folded. But guess what? They came back and they brought new life. And now, guess what? A championship is on their way here. And it's going to be years to come. Mini parade through Topeka with a championship trophy. I think these guys want to show the fans and thank them for their support because the fans have stuck behind them the whole way. Like I said, Topeka is kind of basically close to my home. And let me tell you, with being close to home, it feels like it is home here. And with the arena, we want to thank those guys also for letting us get to play in their arena, the people who own that. Because if it wasn't for the arena people too, we would not have a stadium to play in right now. And that's the most important part is having a home to play in and feeling safe and comfortable and being able to play in front of fans and having these guys play for something that they really, really feel like they deserve and that's what they're going to get this year.
Yes, sir. I know with the arena, the one thing that the kickers would have to avoid when they kick is the hanging scoreboard, the hanging video board. It has been
Yeah.
hit several times last year, which was really fun to watch. Um, as the season goes on, coming up this year, um, I think the one game that's going to be fun to watch is going to be against Salina, which a good rivalry game, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Another one which was fun to watch when I was at both games would be Southwest Kansas because
Hmm.
it's getting your those two are getting your face, and if y'all don't get out of our way, we're popping y'all
Right.
with
And let me just tell you a little bit about Selena for a minute. They are the champions of arena football. So let me just tell you with that. With them being champions, there's going to be a lot of trash talk. There's going to be a lot of who says what at the beginning, who comes out hitting the hardest, who comes out with the ball first in their hand. Whoever gets it first, you can guarantee there is going to be a lot of trash talk and both sides are going to be wanting to fight and say, "Hey, I want to be part of this and get in the game and smash some faces." But you know what? You can't do that because with all the penalties that we had last season, let me just tell you, the refs need to calm these guys down. Tell them, "Hey, we're playing fair. It's going to go both ends. There's no." taking sides. And let me just tell the people right now, these fans want to have a fair played hard game. That's what they want to see. And that's what they should get. The ref should not be picking and choosing sides. It should be right down the middle every call.
Yes, sir. I know with the return of Coach Tyus Jackson, I do want to thank him for letting us use this on the show. The saying that he has, and he keeps putting on his Facebook, and he has a design for it.
Hmm.
Um, is DA at sign 6, which means don't stop at 6, which would I think would be a good saying for in the locker room and on that field, and basically like with let's get tropical for the Topeka Tropics, put that right next to let's get tropical. Don't stop at 6
Right.
because
Don't
uh
stop at 6.
because with arena football you just don't stop at 6. With any sport,
Yeah.
you do not just stop at 6.
Yeah, let me just tell you, by the way, we need to win at least 8 or 9 games, maybe 10, depending on how hard these guys fight for each other in the locker room, outside the locker room. And let me just tell you guys a little something about Topeka. Now, let me just tell the players something real quick on here because I want this to be something that they can follow with any team that they've had in Topeka. Hey, when you're not playing games, be out in the community, make a difference. Go out and get some kids that love football. Go out in the community like fire departments, police stations, churches, and stuff like that. Get these kids involved. Let them play football, because if you're going to play an arena football, you might as well do it out in the community too. That will get this whole Topeka team together. Not just one player. Get the whole team out. Make a difference. That's what's going to help this team win. Is making a difference. That is the biggest thing in Topeka. Making a difference, making an impact. Now, when we're playing games, this team does need to make an impact, and I'm sure they will. They're ready to go. They're fired up. I know that they have a fire in their heart. But let me tell you, it's going to be hard if this team can't get their heads together. But that's what you got to do. You got to be calm, you got to be relaxed, and you got to come up with a game plan. That's what I've always told teams before is come up with a game plan and stick with it.
Yes, sir. I know. I've seen on the CIF Insider and all that on Facebook. Like people are asking what people think the ranks are going to be in the CIF. Topeka has been at the bottom two,
Hmm.
which we're the underdogs. You have to
Yeah,
think
we
about
are.
where Salina and Omaha were for the last couple of years. They were at the bottom because some people didn't think they were going to be good enough. Um, I think, like I've asked Dwayne before. He was like, "Yeah, we, we were there. We were the underdogs, but look at where we went now. We're champions.
Yeah, we are
The underdogs,
champions.
the underdogs will always come up, no matter if they're coming up short or if they're coming up big."
Right. And let me just tell you, the underdogs always come out victorious. Let me just tell you a little bit about CIF real quick. When Topeka first came to arena football, everybody's like, well, it's a small town. Nothing's going to happen. We're not going to win no game. And guess what? There was a shock. There was a shock in the team's heart, and they gave everything they had. They never gave up on each other. They showed that they could win. And let me just tell you, when they played some teams, they had the players going over the walls, thanking the fans and giving them the game ball because that's what's important. Getting the fans involved, and when they were celebrating, they weren't just one guy. All of the players came over and supported each other. That's what's going to need the most. And let me just tell you, standings don't ever mean nothing because this is when it really does count. When it's halfway through the season, that's when you got to get your stuff together. I'm not going to say the bad word, but you're going to have to say, okay, we're 5-5 or we're 3-3. What do we need to do?
or like
That's the
seven,
question.
like 7-3, which I do agree with that because with the tropics, like last year I was at a couple games. I think it was the Omaha game. I got a game ball. I was trying to get one from Devon Blair, uh, Mr. Ninth Man from last season, which he is now
Hmm.
playing for the Vegas Nighthawks, one of my other favorite teams, and one of them in the IFL, which is the Nighthawks. Um,
Way to
I
go.
am, which I am very proud of him. I followed
Hmm.
him throughout CIF, Rookie of the Year. He's not a bad player. He's actually really good. He's got that
Yeah.
speed. He has those hands. He's like the arena the arena football or the OBJ of arena football or the Tyreek Hill of arena football. Like Ryan Martinez is in the LFA. He's like the Travis Kelsey of arena football, but now the Travis Kelsey of the LFA. Um,
Mhm.
with that being said, we do have the we have I think what I've been hearing around from some of the Topeka Tropics fans, including some of them that are out of state, that have watched us, that we look like we have the number one offense and we may have the number one defense.
Mm.
But who do you think is going to be in the playoffs this year? I know it's too early to predict, but this is like a too early prediction for all of us to kind of figure out. Um, who do you think is going to make the playoffs? Out of
Well,
the eight, I think it's 8 man or six man bracket, 16 bracket.
okay, so let me just tell you. There's going to be Topeka, Dodge City. I really like to see them. Um, Omaha, definitely. Um, and then I would also like to see the other Kansas team, Salina, Kansas, Salina. Sorry, my bad.
It's
And
okay.
the other two teams, not really sure. I would like to see Wyoming get in it. That would be a big shock to everyone. I really want Wyoming to pull out a playoff spot. And then I want to see the Billings team pull it out.
Yes, sir. Um, with me, I got Topeka versus Salina in the first round game. I got Billings versus Omaha for that first
Mhm.
round. Then let's go with Sioux City and Southwest Kansas.
I don't see Sioux City being in it. Let me just tell everyone why I don't see them. Sioux City did make mistakes along the season. Um, And just because of their mistakes, I don't see them doing it again this year. Their offense was kind of lousy. Their defense was really, really good. Now, Southwest Kansas, I do see producing a playoff spot because they have kept things together and they've made it happen. Billings, I believe they can. They are really, really tough. I know you didn't see Wyoming in it because you chose another team, but Wyoming definitely is going to take that playoff spot because they got new coaches, they got good players this year. They're ready to go. They're locked in. And I don't see any other team from the other bracket or any bottom standing. The reason why is that their whole organization's not keeping it together and they're going to end up folding at the end of the season.
Yeah. Reason why I don't see Gillette in it, which they do call the Mustangs. Then they just changed the name to it to Gillette, the Gillette Mustangs instead of Wyoming. Um,
Yes.
with Gillette, I don't see them making it this year because last year it was from me when I was watching the games. Their offense didn't look as right as it should have. Didn't
Mhm.
look like they had enough time to snap. They looked like they were in a rush. I know
Yeah,
some of these. I know some of these teams with their offense, they don't look like they're in a rush. They look like they're ready to get that ball out and gone.
Yeah. Now let me tell you about the other team. Who do you think is going to be out this season?
For out of the CIF,
Out of the playoffs, CIF. What do you think that's going to mean?
I see Gillette not making the playoffs. I see them having at least one or two wins in the season, but they
Mm,
do got some good returners this year. Salina, I see them making that playoff run, making that try to make that back to back title run. Um,
yeah.
as long as like Topeka, like as long as the Tropics and the Outlaws and the teams I named put a stop to that run,
Mhm.
then we'll have a new CIF champion, which
Right.
obviously the city of Topeka and these fans here in Topeka, which obviously we are very loyal to our team. We love this team. Um, we do want to see a banner get hung up on that steel beam up there in the
Oh
arena.
yeah, we definitely do.
We want to see that ring. We want to see the shirts. We want to get that title back here, no matter what. Um, which I think obviously Trevor Burdett and the owners want to see that title come home. That's what they're working for the next 3 years. And I've been so ecstatic about this because last year I kept telling my friends and my family that the Topeka's going to win a title. Topeka's going to win a title. Topeka's going to win a title. I kept saying that over and over again. But as soon as I saw the team, I kind of like just watched it. I just started doing this like keep having that hope. Each season we get each game we have, I kept coming in hyped and watching. I never was down. I was just doing this like, okay, let's move on to the next game. We're gonna have this fun. We're gonna we're getting better. From all these teams that we've had, like Kansas Coyotes, we kind of fell apart within the 2012-2014 seasons. Um, which kind of showed that that was kind of our kind of the Coyotes and the APFL's downfall. Um,
Yeah.
what like what do you think or what expansion city do you want to see the CIF have come in?
Man, there's a lot of different ones. I actually have three. I had three good ones. The Houston, Texas area definitely deserves a CIF team. Now, I have another team that y'all never even heard of, and it's coming out of California. I'm not going to mention no names yet because there is some breaking news. I'm not going to tell y'all yet because there's some news that needs to be broke. And then I want to say a New York team. Um, I'm going to mention this because this is coming out of New York. The New York Guardians are leaving the XFL. That is something I've heard. They're trying to see if they can turn it into a CIF team. But the thing is, they're not going to use some of the players. They're going to try to start with new players. And if that is true, I've heard it from some people, and The Rock has also pulled the New York Guardians out of the XFL. They're not going to come back probably until 2 more years down the line, is what he's talking about. So, all those players from the Guardians will be leaving to join other teams. So, let's hear what you had to think on that.
I know they moved the Guardians down to Orlando, which
Mm-hmm.
I think was a good move, but I think New York did have a good fan base down there or up there.
Mm-hmm.
I know this will be a little bit of Midwest, but I would love to see the Iowa Blackhawks come back again.
Yeah.
I would love to see the rivalry between Topeka and Iowa
Mm-hmm.
because the rivalry between Kansas Coyotes and Iowa was so. hype and underrated in football, you wouldn't even know how these guys did not like each other. Um, Other than that, I do want to see a team come out from either Seattle, Washington, either bring in the Wenatchee or Wenatchee Valley,
Um,
bring them from the AWFA,
hmm
or bring in ooh,
Tri
bring back
City,
bring back the Spokane Shock.
or bring in Tri City. They have a team from the AWFA, I believe it
Tri
is.
City folded.
Yeah, but we would like to bring them back and bring them to the CIF.
I think if we got those three teams into that league, this league would be a whole bunch stronger. It'll be a tier 2 league. I can picture it.
And also, let me just tell you, we haven't heard anything breaking or anything, but what do you think if North Texas Bulls came back, even though they're not in the CIF? What do you think if they did come? What do you think that would bring to the fans?
Ooh, that would be one of the fun games to watch. See, I know Dwayne Autry played for North Texas, won a championship with North Texas. See him
Hmm
playing again if they came to the CIF, seeing him play against his former team, like he's playing against his former team, uh, again since he's playing with the Tropics, playing against Salina. I think
hmm
that would be one of the fun games to watch because seeing him hit and getting those balls for interceptions, which I think would be fun to watch. Red and white versus a light blue and white team. Um,
And the Mississippi team that folded too. I don't know
Magnolia
if you
State.
heard of them. Yeah,
Magnolia
that would be
State.
a good team.
The one team I do want to see come back to the CIF and play Topeka, and I think they should change the name instead of using the Force name. Would be Wichita. Change it back to the Wild or go to like the what's it called? I'm trying to figure out like
Actually, Wichita ICT has a team. If you look it up, they have a
they're
new
coming in
team.
2024. They're not playing in Intrust or Hart. They're playing in Hartman, but they're not going to be playing in Intrust. Hartman Arena was the home of the Wichita Wild at one point, which the Wichita
Hmm
Wild and Omaha Beef, and I think there was another team. They played in the IFL before. I
Well,
did watch
Wichita
Omaha
also
when I was
played.
younger. I watched Omaha. I've watched Wichita before. So there's no doubt that if you put those two teams together in the same league again, man, this league's gonna get nasty. Just see how these teams come together and kind of just have this bracket. I want to have a different division, like have it like the NFL.
Hmm
Um, I think with the teams that we have this year, I think we can make it to the championship game. But the team I could see us playing against, which I'm gonna be kind of shocked to say this, is gonna be Billings.
Well, I have a question to say about that. Besides billing, what do you think of the Conroe Storm, the Conroe Jaguars? What do you think if they played each other? What do you think that would be like?
I that would be a game. That would be a game of the week or game of the season right there.
And then you got the North Texas Bulls playing the Beaumont Drillers from Beaumont, Texas.
I think North Texas would win that one completely. But before we end the show, because we're at the 35-minute point, I do want to re-announce the winner of the Kansas Coyotes 2005 sign ball. Um, I do want this person to message me so I can let them, or so they can let me know when they can get their prize for the giveaway. Her name or their name is Jennifer Neuschwander. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I butchered it. You are the winner of the Kansas Coyotes signed giveaway ball.
Congratulations on that.
But thank you, Jeff, for being on the show. This is a Tropical Storm. My name is Sean Oliva. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.